Hello guys, like you already know, I am going to be preparing Banga soup today. Correct Naija Banga soup. I know that a lot of people know this soup. It's very delicious. If you get it right, you would want to eat it all the time, you know. So I'm going to make my own version of this soup. So if you are with me, just stay tuned and see how I'm going to make this soup come to, or make these ingredients come to reality to make it into Banga soup. I will be showing you the ingredients one after the other so you don't miss anything out. Okay? So our main ingredients today is Banga, which is Palm Kernel Extract. Palm Kernel Extract. That's also the palm kernel that gives us oil, red oil, which is used in most of everything that we eat in this world today. Not only African delicacies, it's also it's also included in a lot of European food, and like your shoko that you put on your bread, you have it there, you know. And you have a lot, they put it in a lot of European food as well, so it's not just Nigerian or African food that we apply Banga or palm kernel. Okay, so our main ingredients today is, like I said, is palm kernel. I will just let you see. This is the brand I'm using. This brand is for me. I'm not doing any advertisement or anything, but this brand, if you ever want to cook palm kernel soup or Banga soup here in Europe, this is the brand that when you use it for the first time you wouldn't want to change, because it is very, very nice. I like it. It is how will I put it, you can't miss it. You can't miss it. The texture is very good, because I've tried a lot of brands and I found out that this one is the best brand, this trophy. So I'll let you see the name. This trophy, even though it's a little bit expensive than the rest, but this trophy is the best that I've used so far. So this is Banga. So I'm going to let you see it later how it looks like inside. This is concentrated Banga. They've already prepared it. So this is what we are using today as our Banga ingredient. Followed by pepper soup ingredients. This pepper soup spices, we have all kinds of spices here to make pepper soup. So they already blended everything, or mixed everything together, and they blended it. We have all kinds of spices here that I can't begin to mention, because I selected them myself and they blended it for me, or they grinded it for me, or granulated it for me, or whatever. So this is pepper soup spices that we are going to add, or to be adding to our Banga soup today. Next is crayfish, or crayfish, however you pronounce it is the same. So this is also blended crayfish here that we are going to be adding to our Banga soup. Next is bitter leaf. This is washed clean bitter leaf, and this is optional, people. You don't have to add this to your Banga. If you like your Banga plain, you can omit this part, or you skip this part, but I like to add bitter leaf to my add bitter leaf to my banga because I like the taste, how it tastes in my mouth. So there's no specific reason for you to add bitter leaf, but it's optional. You can always skip this part. If you want to add bitter leaf, you add bitter leaf, but we are going to blend this bitter leaf because it's as you see, it's not it's still leaf. You still have the chunk of the leaf inside here. So we are going to blend this. If we are adding it, or if you are adding it, you have to blend it. Okay. Next is dried fish. This is also optional. You don't have to use dried fish, but you can use anything and everything mixed fish in your soup. So whatever choice you make, it is up to you. I'm adding dried fish to my banga soup today, and I think it's very popular with Nigerians that we add dried fish to our setting soup, you know. So if you want, you can add, or you skip this part. You don't have to add dried fish to your banga soup or any soup at all. So next is our beef. This is washed and chopped. It's cut in little pieces. I like my to cut my beef in little pieces when I'm making soup. I just like it because when you use your ukele to take your soup, your swallow with ukele, pounded yam, eba, whatever, mala, whatever thing you're using to eat your soup. When you take it and you put it in your soup, you take a piece of meat, very little meat, so you don't have to be cutting and dragging big chunk of meat all the time. So when I'm sorry, I'm being very raw because this is my Nigerian soup, so I can brag as ever I want. So excuse me. So we have, you see, let me just show you how small I cut them. This is even a little bit too big, but yeah, you can cut it bigger as you want or smaller. It's up to you. So this is the meat we are going to use today: cow meat, beef. And you cannot make banga soup without fresh fish, guys. This is what do you call this fish? What do you call it? Mackerel fish. This is mackerel fish. This is mackerel fish that I'm going to be using for my soup, my banga soup today. Yes, this is mackerel fish. So please, when you are making your banga soup, add mackerel fish. You will see the level your banga soup will be. You will be on. You self, you go know. You go know say you don't make soup. We are going to season our meat with Maggi cube or Maggi, whatever you call it, extract, Maggi chicken extract or stock. We are going to be using this today, but I don't think I'll be using all of them, but that's what we are going to be using, and we'll be using salt as well. So the salt will come later. So if you are ready, let's start cooking. So we on our fire as usual. Okay, yeah. So our meat is getting ready to be cooked, and I'm going to start seasoning it. I'm going to add salt. It's going to be a lot, guys, so I'm adding enough salt, and I'll be adding our stock, chicken stock. If you notice, I'm not adding any water to the beef. I'll just let it cook like that, and it will generally water will come out naturally from the meat anyway, so there's no need to add water. So we'll let that to cook, leave it to cook for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Then we'll come back and see how it's going. By the way, guys, the bitter leaf that I'm using is a frozen bitter leaf. It's fresh. It's just washed and they froze it and packaged it. So when you go to the shop, you can't get, yeah, maybe the shopkeeper will know, because it's often asked as bitter leaf, but it's written on the package Ndole vet. I think Ndole is Cameroonian word for bitter leaf, but I'm not really sure. But this is what it looks like, the package of the bitter leaf. It's as fresh as just plucked bitter leaf, freshly plucked. You still have the bitterness and freshness, so don't be scared that it's frozen. So this is what I'm using as my bitter leaf, or this is my bitter leaf today. That's the name, Ndole. I don't know if you can, my camera is not catching it. Ndole vet, that's what they call it. Okay, so I think our meat now is cooked enough for me, at least to the way I like it. I'm just going to remove this, then I'll put the fish inside this. You see the amount of water or sauce that came out of it. I didn't add any water, so I'm just going to put that aside, then continue. So these are the fish inside the pot. That same meat stock, the meat water, is what I'm going to use to boil the fish. I'm not adding any more salt or anything else. I'm just going to boil the fish here like that. So we'll leave it to cook at least for 5 minutes, then we'll continue. I want you guys to see that before I blend my bitter leaf, I have to rewash it very good, so that if there's any sand or there's still a bit of bitterness, because when it's too bitter also it's not good. Normally I'll boil it, I'll boil if it's the bitter one, because some of them can be very bitter. So I'll first boil it, cook it. I'm not allowing my fish to be too cooked. I'll just make them cook them halfway or half done, because I'm still going to put them in the soup. So I'll just take them out now. You see a lot of juice, and that juice is what we are going to use to make our soup. And the bitter leaf is blended, so that is our bitter leaf. So what I do to my crayfish, because they brought it from Nigeria, and my husband brought it from Nigeria, and when they bought the crayfish, we bought the crayfish without blending it yet. So when my husband sends somebody to buy it, I think the person didn't even bother to clean it before they grounded it. So now each time I want to blend it, because the crayfish is so full of sand, I don't even know whether whether they deliberately added sand to it or what, I don't know. So I always, before I use it to cook, since I noticed it's like that, I always clean it. So what I do is just add water, then I leave it. So if you see the bottom, guys, all this one are sand though. These are sand and shells. I think those shells, those little shell fishes, these are all, this can ruin your food for you, I tell you. So that's what I do. I do that like a couple of times, before I'll put them, pour it inside my soup. So I'm just giving you that tip. I don't know if you guys already know that, so that's what I always do. I just want to share that with you. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this, and I'll get back to the cooking. I'm going to be adding grounded pepper or granulated pepper to this crayfish. Okay, before I'll pour it inside my pot. There's no need for you to clean your pot, because it's the same pot we use to cook our beef and fish. So we are going to use the same pot to cook this soup. No washing, no cleaning, so that all the things, all the goodies, the main ingredients remains in this pot. So I'm going to pour my grounded crayfish and pepper. So I'm still very careful. After about 4-5 times of cleaning it, that's what we still have. So right now we're just going to add that to our pot and stir. So this is how the Banga or the Palm Kernel Extract is. If you want, you can remove this whole top, because this is red oil, guys. This one. If you like, you can remove it. If you like, you can leave it. I'm just going to make everything. Okay, that is how it looks like. It's very easy to make, very easy. You don't have to do anything. This video will only take longer just because of my introduction and telling you all the ingredients and how to use the ingredients together all at once. That's why this video will take time. Normally, to make Banga soup is the easiest kind of soup, because everything is already prepared, ready for you to cook. So that is it. I'm going to let me see. I'm going to bring my sauce to boil. Now it's boiling. Don't forget, I've added the crayfish and pepper. So I'm going to add the pepper soup ingredients to this, and I'll let you see that in a second. This my pepper soup spices. So we just add that. Where's my spoon? And you stir. At this point, you can add your dried fish as well, or you can leave it for later, because that dried fish is not really dried. If you put it now, it can get very quickly melted into the soup. You won't enjoy it. You won't have any piece to it. So I'll leave that instead. So I'll be adding my Banga into the pot. It's not easy to hold the camera with one hand and be scooping with the other hand, so bear with me. And this pot is smoky, guys. I don't know if you see what I'm doing. So I'm just scooping the Banga from the, got it, so like that, into the pot. Okay, guys, if you know the trouble they go through in Nigeria, or I think also in Ghana, I think Ghana also eat a lot of this Banga. In fact, Africa as a whole, if you know the trouble they go through to prepare this Banga, oh my God, you will feel sorry for them. True to God. the wahala they go through just to make banga soup. Let me just show you a picture of what they use, the traditional methods they use to make this banga. You see, this is mortar and a pestle. This is the pestle and this is the mortar. They will use this to pound the banga. They will pound and pound and pound and pound and pound and pound until it's smooth enough for them to get the extracts. This one now that we are using, to get the extracts. Some say some say is the best, some say this, some say that. For me, it doesn't really matter. The end result is what matters for me, because wasting so much time for just to make a meal, you already, by the time that meal is ready, you already lost your appetite to eat that meal. It takes so long. So guys, there are no one size fits all kind of way to make banga soup. If you want to make banga soup, I always say, make your own version. Nobody brought these things from heaven. Everywhere you know how you think they make it a special way, everybody learned it at one point or the other. Do you understand me? Excuse me. So guys, make your own version of anything you see. Add your own style, you know, to it. Make your own style. It doesn't always have to be, oh, I think this is not how I know they make it. Yeah, at the end of the day, the food will taste delicious. That's the goal, no? That's the goal. So guys, there are no one size fits all in cooking. You have to be creative. You have to know your weight around ingredients and just bring that ingredients to reality, so that when people taste it, they know they are eating nice food. Or when you eat your food, you know that all the effort you put in as worth the while, you know. So that is it. I'm going to leave this to cook, bring it to boil, and I will come back to it and show you the next step. See my banga soup boiling away. At this point, I'm going to add the bitter leaf. I didn't use everything. I don't want the bitter leaf to overwhelm the banga. Or Palm Kernel Extract, for those that don't understand Nigerian language. Okay, you see the beautiful combination right there. So I'll still leave it to cook. I'll leave it now to cook properly together. Then after that, I will add the rest ingredients, and at this point I will add my dried fish. So I boned it, I removed all the bones and cleaned it up. That's how it's looking. I'm just going to pour that into the soup. They say when you cover bitter leaf, it's bitter. It gets bitter, even when it's not originally bitter. When you cover it, that's when you put the lid on it like this. So sometimes I'm afraid to put the lid on my pot when I'm cooking bitter leaf. Please let me know in the comment section to know if it's true, if you've ever heard that. But I'm just going to take the risk now, because I want to bring it to boil. I want it to boil properly, cook properly before I add the rest of the ingredients. So let me know in this comment section below if you've ever heard it that when you are cooking bitter leaf soup and you cover it, you put the lid on, that it makes the bitter leaf to be more bitter. I've heard it many times, so if you've also heard it, leave it in the comment section below and let's have a discussion over it, and let's experiment on it too. You understand? So let's prove it if it's true or not. Okay, that is our soup boiling away, our banga soup and the dried fish. So we're going to add our meat now. Another tip, guys, when you are cooking bitter leaf, especially bitter leaf, don't add too many salts or too much salt from the beginning, because that also, I noticed, makes it even more bitter. A little bit of bitterness is good when you are making bitter leaf soup, but not too much. You know, it gets very uncomfortable when you are, I don't even know if I like it when my bitter leaf soup is too bitter. So less salt from the beginning, so you can add more salt later if you know you are not satisfied with the amount of salt that you have. But from that beginning, really wash out. Okay, so I added the meat and I will allow that to cook together, and I will let you see the next step. Wow, look at that. Look at that sauce, that soup, correct banga soup. Oh my god, look at that. At this point, I'm going to add my fish and we are done. Almost. Okay, I really want you guys to try this. Make your own version of banga soup and let me see it. Please send me a picture of your own banga soup, or shall we do banga soup challenge? This looks amazing, guys. Very delicious. OMG, this is nice. Looking so delicious. Wow. So that is going to come to boil for the last time, and our banga soup will be ready in just 2 minutes. Guys, look at that. Already. This is amazing. Look at it. I don't need to stir too much because of the fish, so that they don't get broken. I'm just going to taste for salt and see if we have enough salt. Otherwise, the soup is ready. I think the salt for me is okay. And yeah, that is our banga soup today. I hope you tried this and let me know if you did. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, all about the unique creations. Let me know what you think about this video today. If the tips I gave is helpful or is going to be helpful to you, let me know in the comment section below. Let's discuss. Let's have this talk about this banga soup today. This looks amazing, guys. Don't you think the same? All right, leave your comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think. I want to know your thoughts about this soup. Until I come your way again, please. Bye bye. Subscribe, oh, don't forget to subscribe, oh, please. subscribe. All right, guys, see you on my next one. Bye.